Is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with a big daily wrestling news update for you. WWE, part of this new TKO group with UFC, is obviously taking competition very seriously with AEW. AEW Dynamite was on Tuesday this week, yesterday, which featured Edge's first match back since being in AEW. And by the way, he looks so happy in AEW. And I watched his full AEW press conference after Wrestle Dream. And if you compare his press conference with how happy he was and how much he put over the company to CM Punk's press conference, I mean, just what night and day. Great hire for AEW. And by the way, Triple H even admitted that it was a good move for Edge to go to AEW. But NXT did a 0.30. Dynamite did a 0.26. Now, this was not the regular NXT roster. They have been boosting their roster lately, but The Undertaker appeared and choke slammed Braun Breaker. Hello, Alfred. And John Cena was on the show, Becky Lynch. So they really stacked the NXT card. The only thing they could have done better was put it in an arena other than the Performance Center. It's just sad, though, that I think, honestly, the wrestler with the most potential to be the next superstar is not Cody Rhodes. To me, Cody Rhodes has hit his peak. And I'm sick of, I'm bored as hell. I know people like him, but I'm bored as hell of hearing him talk about how much he wants to finish his story. I'd rather Braun Breaker go in there and be the one to finally defeat Roman Reigns, if and when that ever happens. If The Rock doesn't come in and spend some time in wrestling, depending on how long this writer's strike goes. We know John Cena is going to be around for longer, depending on how long this Hollywood writer's strike goes. Apparently, CM Punk tried to get back in WWE, but WWE turned him down. So this was a decision made primarily by Vince McMahon, but also Tony Khan, Ari Emanuel, and Triple H. They feel, according to many sources, that the negatives outweigh the positives as far as CM Punk returning to WWE. So that would leave pretty much Japan and Impact, which Impact would not be able to pay him very much, but they would probably give him freedom because he would bring his fans to Impact, which is a struggling company. They're about, I think PCO is leaving, Sami Callihan's leaving. Like they don't pay much, and when people's contracts expire, they don't offer them more, and their crowds are dismal and the ratings are dismal. So, I mean, if he wants to try and boost Impact and then go to WWE or back to AEW, maybe that would be his best bet. Yeah, if it wasn't for his father's mouth, I don't know. There was no, I don't know if ever any proof came out of that or what. It's just the world we live in now, where you suffer the consequences of the actions of people related to you or people that you've been associated with, even if you don't feel that way yourself. So it's unfortunate, because I heard that Braun was supposed to be joining the main roster after WrestleMania. Apparently, Jade Cargill also appeared on NXT. And after AEW, the whole locker room came out and sang happy birthday to Tony Khan. And why not? He pays wrestlers so well and treats them so well. It's truly a blessing to work for such a promoter. Say what you want about his booking decisions, he treats wrestlers really, really well. And a perfect example of this is, I guess, Zach Clayton, a guy I've never even heard of. Apparently, he was engaged to JWoww, or is engaged to JWoww. I have heard of her. He was signed a year ago, and his contract is now up. He'd hardly wrestled for the company. He's not being re-signed. Last time he worked for the company was July 29th, but like AEW, you sit at home and collect a paycheck in a lot of cases. Or if you are signed, I mean, for everyone bitching and complaining that Edge is under a full-time contract, I mean, really, that doesn't mean that he's going to wrestle on every single show. You can control your dangers in wrestling. And I'm sure he's getting paid a hell of a lot of money. So good for him for signing with AEW. It seems like a great company. Nothing bad to say about AEW. I mean, all I watch of it is YouTube. I don't watch any TV wrestling. I don't have cable. So my experiences with wrestling is based off of YouTube. I'm a YouTube fan and I'm a YouTuber. Another thing related to WWE and UFC's TKO group is TKO is obviously bringing UFC to Saudi Arabia, where in the past UFC has not held an event there since 2018 due to a murder that took place of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. And I am mispronouncing that wrong. I'm not trying to make light of it. But Endeavor, UFC's parent company, pulled out of running there. But since then, not only WWE has continued to run Saudi Arabia, and of course they're part of this TKO group with UFC, but so many other sports and businesses are involved with Saudi Arabia. So you're going to turn down millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars when people just don't care about that murder anymore, to be blunt, other than I'm sure the person's family. I mean, it's a terrible thing. I don't know much about it, but obviously business is business. By the way, I did a review of the Von Erich's upcoming movie coming out December 22nd. Very excited to see that. And Jack Kilby yesterday was in Renfrew promoting the upcoming event, Great North Wrestling in Renfrew. Saturday, November 4th, which I am going to be hosting. I am actually going to be hosting that event. And it's going to be very interesting. Have a great night. Like the video and subscribe to the Hannibal TV on YouTube.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of